as we are going through those perimenopausal years, we're actually seeing changes in the gut microbiome. And as women get older, they tend to develop more anabolic resistance. So it's not as easy to gain new tissue. And so where we might have been fine on, say, 25 grams of protein, now we need more like 30 or 40 grams of protein.
The importance of fiber and protein. Why is fiber so important in the perimenopause and menopause stages, and the protein as well? And do you feel that vegetarians have a disadvantage to it?
All great questions. So first of all, fiber. So vegetarians will be getting a lot of fiber. And fiber,
Yes.
we know, is really, really healthy for our gut microbes, right? So I know
Yes.
there's a lot of diets out there around carnivore and things like that. I think we're missing out on many micronutrients, polyphenols, which feed our healthy gut bacteria, fiber, which supports our gut bacteria. And as we are going through those perimenopausal years, we're actually seeing changes in the gut microbiome. We see changes in something called beta-glucuronidase, which regulates kind of repackaged estrogen, if you like, through the body. So fiber is really, really healthy, and it helps with gut motility. It helps with detoxification as well. It also helps with blood glucose control. So I think there's a place for having a diet that has lots of plants within it, and certainly focusing on variety over some kind of fiber threshold that you're trying to get to. Just lots and lots of colourful foods will give you those antioxidants and polyphenols with the fiber alongside. With protein, what we're looking at is we need to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. And as women get older, they tend to develop more anabolic resistance. So it's not as easy to gain new tissue. And so where we might have been fine on, say, 25 grams of protein, now we need more like 30 or 40 grams of protein within a serving to stimulate that muscle protein synthesis. So generally speaking, the guidelines, which still fit within longevity goals, would be somewhere between 0.8 grams to 1 gram of protein per pound of lean mass, or some people say per pound of body weight to make it easier. If you're overweight, that's going to be target body weight, because if you're vastly overweight, you're not going to eat 250 grams of protein. That would be a lot,
Yeah.
and probably too much. We're looking at target body weight. So that's kind of a good idea. With vegetarians, whenever you're having carbohydrates, right, you're having protein and carbs together. So often there is a higher carb intake that's going alongside. But whether or not you gain or lose weight will be determined by whether you are taking in more calories than you're burning, right? Although we can look at optimizing hormones so that we're keeping insulin stable, because if we have high insulin, we're going to promote more fat storage. If we have high cortisol, we promote more fat storage. So we definitely, I'm not saying calories in, calories out is everything. We need to look at the hormonal balance. However, you're going to be eating naturally more carbs, but they're also wrapped up in fiber if you're having whole food carbs. If you're eating processed foods, that's different. And the fiber actually excretes some of the calories from the body. But I would say that making sure that you are an active person so that you've got good insulin sensitivity, you're looking after your muscle mass, you're walking and doing things like that regularly, is going to help you have improved blood glucose control as part of it. For women then, like post-workout, if it's harder to get the protein in, this is where sometimes having a plant-based protein shake can be helpful to get that recovery in post-workout. That can be a good tool. And you need to kind of just focus on a variety of foods to making sure you're getting all the essential amino acids, because one of the most important ones with muscle protein synthesis is leucine. And we know the trigger for that is about 2.7 grams of leucine. That can be quite hard if you're not having animal-based foods to find. But if you have something like a pea protein isolate, generally you'll see that in that serving.
Right. That's so interesting that you mentioned that. And any other foods that would actually have that leucine that one can get?
It's difficult. I think what you need to do is just make sure that you're combining lots of different protein sources together. So you're adding
Okay.
if you're having like a nice big salad, you're adding some nuts, some seeds, and different things.
For parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more. Subscribe to Kidsstoppress now.